nurturer. In psychology, we have this language of the perfect nurturer, somebody that just kind of holds you like this. Yeah, their hands are just literally holding you there, and you can't really get anything wrong. And you know, you can have that if you have a nice upbringing with a parenting experience of somebody who has a good secure attachment themselves, who's able to give you that sense of trust in the world and an optimism that things will be okay. Not everybody gets that. Many people have experiences of being raised by families or in situations where they don't have that sense of fundamental safety and trust. And then it seems that we meet a version of that. We meet a version of that, you know, in this kind of part of the NDE experience where people just say, I felt everything was going to be okay. I felt that I just needed to trust. I knew that if I just made surrender. And these are sort of the words of spiritual language, but the brain is involved because we have to make that choice. We have to make that choice, and it is a jump. And it is a jump into something different, in my view. And in the work of therapy, this is kind of what we're doing. We're working through the layers. We're kind of, you know, we're talking to people that are not able to regulate, and they are reacting all over the place, and they're not able to respond. Their salience network is getting triggered all the time, and it's creating problems of anxiety and depression, rumination and fear. So we're working with the emotions, and we're understanding their stories, and we're inviting them to kind of take a longer view or a bigger perspective. But what we also know from the literature that, you know, people that are really struggling with long-term physical and mental health conditions, they find it very helpful to have a spiritual perspective. And there is evidence for that. Yeah, the transpersonal view on chronic disease allows people to have a sense of everything will be all right even though it's not. Yeah, and that's very valuable from a treatment point of view, even if you're not fully able to understand what is the mechanism of that. But for me, I understand that there's a mechanism there which is something about retuning the salience network. Meditation retunes it in a slow way. Traumatic experience can retune it in quite a dramatic and rapid way. But where we get to, whether it's through meditation or near-death experiences or therapy or mindfulness training, is an orientation of mind that's much bigger. Yeah, much bigger, much broader. It's more about the bigger why. It's more about how am I connected to everybody else. It's more about what I call this big green container. The brain sits inside of all of this. Yes, we need our brain to make sense of things, but one of the things we can use our brain for is to choose which lens we want to look at the world through.